What if you were walking through the heart of Times Square, surrounded by flashing billboards, crowds of tourists, and the unstoppable rhythm of the city, and suddenly the entire street exploded into a synchronized dance dedicated to one man? What if hundreds of fans appeared out of nowhere, moving perfectly to the energy inspired by Jungkook of BTS? Army shouting, phones recording, tourists freezing in shock. Was this a flash mob, a celebration, or something even bigger? Welcome back to Jungkook Lover, the place where the biggest global BTS moments are revealed before the world fully understands them. Before we dive into this unbelievable story, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below telling us where you're watching from and which BTS member inspires you the most. Because what happened in Times Square wasn't just a dance, it was a moment that shook the internet and reminded everyone that the power of ARMY might be stronger than anyone ever imagined. The unexpected explosion of ARMY energy in Times Square. No one walking through Times Square that afternoon expected history to unfold in such a sudden, electrifying way. The giant screens glowed as they always do, taxis moved through the crowded streets, and tourists posed for photos beneath the towering lights of the city that never sleeps. But beneath the normal rhythm of New York life, something mysterious was quietly building. At first it seemed like nothing unusual. A few young people stood scattered across the square, many dressed in black outfits with striking red details tied around their waists. Some carried small speakers. Others held phones as if waiting for a signal. Tourists passed by them without a second thought, assuming they were simply another group of visitors enjoying the atmosphere. But then something strange began to happen. More people arrived, then more. Within minutes, the scattered individuals became a crowd. Dozens turned into hundreds. And yet there was an eerie sense of organization. Everyone wore a similar style of clothing: black shirts with bold lettering, comfortable streetwear pants, sneakers ready for movement. The kind of outfits that immediately hinted at something energetic about to happen. And suddenly, without warning, the music started. The first beat echoed across Times Square like a shockwave. Heads turned instantly. Tourists stopped mid-step. Cameras lifted into the air. And before anyone could process what was happening, hundreds of fans moved in perfect synchronization, launching into a powerful dance routine inspired by the charisma and style of Jungkook, the global superstar from BTS. It wasn't just dancing, it was an explosion of passion. Arms slicing through the air, feet stomping the pavement, bodies moving with the kind of precision that only comes from hours of practice. The choreography spread across the entire open space like a living wave. People on the sidewalks gasped in disbelief. Some tourists thought it was a professional performance. Others whispered the word flash mob. But the truth was even more powerful. This was ARMY. Fans from different countries, different cultures, and different walks of life had gathered together with one mission: to celebrate Jungkook in the most unforgettable way possible. Phones came out everywhere. Videos began recording from every angle. Within seconds, the moment that started in Times Square began traveling across the internet, and then the world started watching. The moment the internet lost its mind, it only took minutes for clips of the dance to appear on social media. Short videos captured the synchronized movement of hundreds of ARMY dancing beneath the towering screens of New York. The comments exploded instantly. People who had never seen such a coordinated fan event before were stunned. Some viewers couldn't believe how perfectly the dancers moved together. Others were amazed that so many fans had gathered without causing chaos. But perhaps the most fascinating part was the emotion visible on every dancer's face. They weren't just performing choreography. They were celebrating something deeper. For many ARMY members, Jungkook represents more than music. His journey from a young trainee to one of the most recognized artists in the world has inspired millions of people who feel connected to his passion, his vulnerability, and his relentless dedication to improvement. And in that moment, Times Square became more than a famous landmark. It became a stage for global fandom. The dance continued for several minutes, each move flowing into the next with a contagious energy that drew more spectators into the circle. Some tourists even began clapping along. Others raised their phones higher to capture the surreal spectacle. When the final beat ended, the crowd erupted in cheers. But the real explosion was only beginning. Because the internet had just discovered the video, a viral storm across the world within hours. the footage spread across platforms like wildfire. Fans from Asia, Europe, South America, and the Middle East began sharing the clips, tagging friends, and writing messages filled with excitement. ARMY really took over Times Square. Jungkook's power is unreal. Look at the crowd. This is insane. Many viewers replayed the videos again and again, trying to count how many dancers were actually involved. Some estimated more than 100. Others believe the number could have reached several hundred participants, and the reactions weren't limited to fans. Even people who weren't familiar with BTS were impressed by the scale of the event. They commented on the professionalism of the choreography and the unity displayed by the dancers. It looked like a carefully produced performance. But in reality, it was a spontaneous expression of fandom, and that authenticity made the moment even more powerful. The outfit everyone started talking about while the choreography captured the most attention. Another detail quickly became a hot topic online. The outfits worn by the dancers. The look was simple but striking. Black shirts with bold designs, loose street-style pants, red fabric tied around the waist, creating a dramatic visual contrast as the dancers moved. The combination created a powerful aesthetic that many viewers immediately associated with the energy of BTS performances. Fans began asking the same question in the comments again and again. Where can we get those shirts? Are those official ARMY outfits? Can we buy the same style? The curiosity spread quickly. The look wasn't overly complicated, but it carried the unmistakable vibe of K-pop performance fashion. Comfortable, expressive, and bold. For viewers who fell in love with the style, there's good news that if you want outfits similar to the ones worn by the ARMY dancers in this incredible moment, you can check the product link provided below the video. Many fans have already started exploring the style, so they can recreate the same powerful look for dance covers, fan events, or even everyday streetwear. And who knows? Maybe the next flash mob will include you. Why moments like this matter? Some people might see a fan dance event and think it's simply entertainment. But for ARMY, moments like this represent something much deeper. They show the incredible connection between artists and fans. The music of BTS has always emphasized themes of unity, self-expression, and emotional honesty. And those messages inspire fans to express their appreciation in creative ways. The Times Square dance was more than choreography. It was a statement that even in one of the busiest places on Earth, the passion of fans can create a moment so powerful that the entire world stops to watch. The bigger question as the videos continue circulating online, one mysterious thought keeps appearing in the minds of fans everywhere. What if Jungkook himself sees the footage? Imagine the moment when he opens social media and discovers hundreds of ARMY dancing for him in the center of Times Square. Would he smile? Would he feel surprised? Or could this massive flash mob be the kind of message that inspires something even bigger in the future? Because if hundreds of fans can transform Times Square into a stage overnight, what would happen if thousands decided to do the same thing across the world at the exact same time? And the biggest question of all remains hanging in the air. Was this just a spontaneous fan celebration, or could it be the beginning of an even larger global ARMY movement that no one saw coming?